I am Paul Mitchell, Professor and Extension State Specialist in the Department of Agriculture and Applied Economics at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to use the Gardner Program Payment Calculator developed by the FarmDoc Group at the University of Illinois in the Department of Agricultural and Consumer Economics. You'll have to register and log in, and once you do, this will be the screen that you will start on after logging in. It's a menu-driven process. You will begin by choosing your state. We'll work with Wisconsin. And you'll choose your county. We'll choose Dane because I'm in Madison today. We'll start with the crop. We'll do corn because that's the most important crop in the county at this point. You see the reference price for PLC is listed here as $3.70. You'll also see an option to choose irrigated, non-irrigated. We'll start with non-irrigated, and then you have a price forecast model here. There's options are the USDA forecast, a higher than average forecast, and a lower than average forecast, and then a forecast from the Congressional Budget Office. The actual means of these prices are listed. If you hit the little question mark button there, you can see in 2019, for example, the forecasted price from the USDA is $3.56 a bushel for corn. And the other ones are here, $4 for high, $3.40 for low, and then the Congressional Budget Office's estimates over the next 5 years. These are the mean prices estimated for under these programs. Once you have that set up, then the only thing left to enter is your PLC payment rate, or payment yield. What we'll do here is we'll use 150 bushels per acre, and then we just hit the Run Model button. You can see it takes a very short amount of time, and then it generates these results. These bar graphs show you the average payments in each year, starting with 2019, 2020, and etc. The orange is the ARC County program, and the blue will be the PLC program for Dane County. The average payouts are over here in orange and blue, and then you have the likelihood of receiving a payment, and then we'll look at this distribution in a minute, and then here's the average price assumed and the average county yield used. We'll start with the distributions here. This shows you the actual outcomes across these simulations. The model runs about 1,000 random draws of prices and county yields to generate these estimates. So for example, here we have a lot of times where there's no payment, and so there's zeros, particularly for the ARC program. And then down here at the bottom are the ones when there are positive payments in various bins. If you want to focus on those, you hit this Hide Zero Payments button, and it focuses just on the times in the programs give you positive outcomes. What you'll see is there's a long upper tail for PLC because there's no maximum payout in that. And so if prices at the national level are very low, PLC can make some very large payments on a per acre basis. ARC, on the other hand, is as a cap at 10% of the county benchmark, and so it stops. It doesn't have that upper tail. Focusing back in on the price now, we can choose different price forecasts. If we want to look at a higher than average price, run the model, it automatically will update and give us new estimates. The PLC comes down dramatically because prices are much higher than average now. The average payout is only $16.35. If you go to the lower than average forecast for prices, now it'll have much higher PLC payments. You can see now all of a sudden it's $56.24 is the average payout. The last thing is go back to the standard forecast in the USDA, and you can change your payment yields. This is just a simple number. Let's say it's 160. Then you hit the Run the Model again, and it'll update. What you'll notice on this is the only thing that changes is the PLC payments, and they'll go up a little bit because in years when you have a payout under PLC, it'll use the higher program yield of 160 instead of 150 bushels that we just had. Your payment yields will not affect your ARC payments at all. Those are completely driven by the county average yield and the national price. The last thing you can switch is between irrigated and non-irrigated. We'll do irrigated and leave the payment yield at 160. And now we hit the button and it'll update again. What this does is it changes the ARC payout. ARC is dependent on some counties on whether it's irrigated or non-irrigated production. PLC doesn't depend on this, so those payments stay exactly the same. The last thing we'll do is change to different counties here. We'll go down to Grant County in the southwestern part of the state. What you notice here now is the irrigation is gone. In Grant County, irrigation is no longer an option for the ARC program. And so we'll switch quickly to soybean, and we'll instead of Grant County, we'll go far north. And what you'll see here is if you run the model is we don't even have to run the model. The error shows up here. There is no soybean availability for ARC in Vilas County. The same with wheat as well. In some counties, if you're in an area doesn't have that production, you'll see this error. So we'll go back to Dane County, and you can quickly choose wheat. We'll do a payment yield of, say, 50 bushels. And then run the model again, and here's what PLC and ARC will pay for wheat according to this run. So you can see this is a very quick way to run various scenarios specific to your county with your payment yields and compare ARC at the county level with the PLC program.